Hi, welcome back to the Box Delights. I've got a wonderful little game to show you today. It's called Gem Rush by Jeremy Leonard. It's published by Victory Point Games, and this one is something a little different for them. It is a Euro, and it does support solitaire play, and solitaire play is great. We do enjoy this one two-player though, and that's what I'm going to show you initially. I think there's basically two game modes with this one. Let me open it up and show you what this is all about. So, usual Victory Point Games style, you have a sleeved box and some tokens that you punch out and a whole bunch of cards. This is predominantly a card game and tile laying game. It reminded me a bit of The Cave by Rebel, if you've seen that game, rebel.pl. Let me explain how it's played and give you a little demonstration. We're in a magical gem mine, and these square tiles represent the mine, the locations, the places that we're exploring and digging. These are the rooms and their abilities. Every room has an ability that you can optionally use on a turn. In addition, these are the gem cards. You have a hand of gem cards, and these cards provide gems, resources. So here we've got electrums, raw hope, fire ruby and obsidian. Each card normally provides two. Obsidian and soulstone here, electrum, fire ruby. And there's also one that provides kind of a wild card, diamond dust. You start by taking one of these player pawns. There's more than one player, you each take one each and play competitively. Let's take the blue one, and you're all these little dwarves, these little mining dwarves. And we'll draw a random room to start us off. This one's called the mine shaft. Each player also begins with one victory point, and it's the first player to reach 20 is the winner, and this is what we call the rush mode. So in the rush mode, it's the first person to rush to 20 points. That's the competitive mode. The other way of playing it is crisis mode. In crisis mode you play cooperatively, and you burn through this deck of gem cards. And once the deck's expired, you've burned through them all, then the game ends and you count up your collective score, how many victory points between you you've gathered. And then in the rulebook you get to see whether you're heading for 35, 40, 45 or 50, apprentice, journeyman, artisan and master level. Or we play actually cooperatively, we just play to the end, count up our points and then we mark our game. So in the last game we scored 51 points, so we scored it as a master success. You start the game with a hand of 4 cards, and on your turn you have 3 movement points, and with a movement point you can move out of a room and into another room. Now at the moment there aren't any other rooms, so what we have to do is we have to use gems to construct a new room. So for example, if we had a green, a red and an orange gem, we could construct in this direction. I don't have the required gems. Or if we have a purple gem, we can explore and construct a room in this direction. Right? So you can only exit off these tiles that exit with these gems. I don't have any purples, I don't have any green or orange, but I do have one diamond dust. So I can play the diamond dust card and call it purple. And in doing so, I gain 1 victory point, and I draw a new room card. I turn it over, and then I can place it in any orientation I wish, as long as it's connecting. Okay. So let's choose to place it this way around. The idea is that you've got to think, well, what am I going to be able to do next with my hand? Or maybe with 2 blues and a yellow, that might not be a good idea. So let's go this way instead. Okay, and then we move our dwarf in here, and we're in the scrying pool. I look at my cards. Is there anything else I can do here? No, there's not. I don't have a black, so I can't go this way. I don't have an orange, so I can't go this way or this way, and I've got no wilds left. These are all yellows. Okay, so I end my turn with 2 movement points unspent, but I could potentially move back here with another point. So let's do that. Let's move back here and conclude my movement. I've used 2 movement points and I'm going to end my movement there. The next thing you then do is you can either draw a new gem card, just one, or you can use the ability of the room. So I'm going to use the ability of the room, and the mine shaft says draw 2 cards. So I'll draw 2 cards. Now this doesn't count as burning through the deck, by the way, because if the deck should empty, you can reshuffle in the discard pile. So discarding cards is fine. That's not going to cost you anything if you're playing the crisis mode. But when you're playing rush mode, when you're playing competitively, you know, it doesn't matter. Working through the deck of cards doesn't mean anything. It's just try and get to 20 as quickly as you can. And that's kind of the mode I prefer if I've got someone to compete against. Right, well, let's assume I did. Let's put another player down. So all players begin in the same area of the room. My competitor here, they would then take their turn. So they've got a hand of 4 cards. And they've got 3 movement points. Now let's say they want to go with their movement 1 into the scrying pool. Let's go north here. I'm going to use this card, Soulstone Fire Ruby. Now I don't need the purple gem, that's what I was trying to say. So that's just going to be wasted, but I do need the red one. I need a yellow one, again that black one's going to be wasted. And then I need an orange. I'll just use the Diamond Dust Wild as an orange. And then head this way for my second movement. So these go to the discard pile. Draw a new card. So this is the Diamond Shaft. And I got 2 victory points for heading through there. So the second player's on 3 victory points. Remember, they always start with 1. And then they move into that room, obviously. What have we got left? We've just got a black and a yellow left. So we could then explore again here with the black and the yellow. The yellow just gets wasted. So we'll discard the obsidian start here. Take 1 more victory point. That gives us 4 in total. And now the second player has an empty hand, but we're exploring this way, so we draw another gem card, place it which way round. Now we can't place it this way, but any other way is fine. And that's his third movement going in here. So now we've used our third movement, we have to use the ability of this room. We've got no movement points left to move back. And the red player can either draw a card or use this one. This one says, let's turn it around so you can see, Permafrost Vein. Dig for 2 cards with a blue crystal. So let's do that. Digging for cards simply means we draw until we get 2 with a blue gem on it. Remember, discards don't matter, right? Just things that you skip through. There's 1. Dig, dig, dig. There's 2. Alright, so red player now has 2 cards in his hand and ends his turn there. Let's head back to the blue player now. They've got quite a big hand. When you begin your turn, as if you have more than 5 cards, you have to discard down to 4. Okay? And normally you want to think about what you're going to be doing with these cards. Let's get rid of the we've got a black. Let's get rid of the blue, one of these blue yellows. And normally you're going to be looking and planning to see exactly what it is you're going to be doing. But I know what we're going to be doing. We're going to be heading this way. So we're going to use the yellow and the green and the yellow and the blue to give us 2 yellows, a green and the blue. Discard those. And we're using our 3 movements. 1, 2, we're going to head this way. With our 2 yellows, our green and the blue, we get 3 victory points, which is going to give us a total of 5. We grab another room on the top of the deck, and it's Recombiner, and not much I can do there. Let's put it this way around. Recombiner says discard 2 cards, dig for 3 cards whose gems all appear on the cards you discarded. Quite nice. So let's move in there. We've used all our movement points. Let's discard these 2 cards then, and we're going to dig for 3 cards whose gems all appear on the cards we discarded. So we'll discard these 2 and we'll dig for 3 cards. Blue. That one no, black no, orange. Yellow yes. And blue green. Okay, so there we go, we got our 3 cards. We've basically turned our 2 cards into 3 cards. We could have just drawn one. That's the other option. Now it's back to red's turn. They've got 4 victory points, blue has 5 victory points. And what you'll find is as the game progresses, you do tend to not have one runaway player. It's a real tight contest. But you can see as the map expands here, these unexplored edges are going to be further away, and you've only got these 3 movement points. If there's one card that you're searching for, sometimes you can find a room with that ability and use it to search, as long as your opponents aren't running away too much. Obviously, when you're playing solitaire, the cost is that you're burning each turn through 2 cards, so you take 2 cards and you discard them from the game. And given there's 50 cards here, you've got like 25 turns to maximise your score. So as long as you're making like 2 victory points every turn, you're going to hit the 50. So you'll see now, if we go back to red's turn, he's got 2 cards with blue, red, blue, purple. So there's not much he can do with those. So what's he going to do? He's going to try and search. He's got a black missing, so we use our 3 movement, 1, 2, 3 to head into the mine shaft and draw 2 cards rather than just the 1. Okay, now we've got a lot more cards. We might be able to do something much better on our next turn. But we've wasted a turn. We've gone through a turn without scoring any victory points. So now blue, having the turn back, can take his turn. What have we got? Let's go south. So 1, 2. We need black, 2 blues and a yellow. So black and a blue, a yellow and a wasted purple, and a blue and a wasted green. So let's discard those. That's all our cards gone, but we do get 3 victory points. Taking our score up to 8, draw a new room, and then decide where we want to put it. This is Obsidian Tunnels. That's our 3rd movement into that room. Back to red, orange, blue, purple. Yeah, let's use these 2. So it's 1, 2, 3. We need blue, orange, purple. So blue, orange, purple, and we get 2 victory points. So we're on 6 now. Blue's on 8. Draw a new room. This one's called the Soulstone Well. Reveal 4 cards. Keep those with purple gem plus 1 card of your choice. So let's go this way. Now here's an interesting example. You see we've joined up this passage with this passage. Now this passage, and this is one way that Gem Rush has overcome that. You know, these tile placement games where you're placing rooms and everything has to join up and you have to rotate, and sometimes you can't get everything to join in. Well, in this case, this is what they call a one-way tunnel. So the idea is that you can, if you, like we just placed this one joining this one, but it's left an exit, hitting a non-exit. But what they say is that this is a one-way passage, so you can travel through this way, you can exit this tile, but you can't travel back the other way because there's a brick wall here. So they kind of call that a one-way passage. It's blue's turn. They've all run out of cards, so all they've got is movement. And we'll head over to the mine shaft to draw 2 cards. And then it's back to red's turn. And they've got a couple of cards still. And no purple, so we're a bit stuck. So we want purple, so maybe Soulstone Well will be a good place to say. It says reveal 4 cards, keep those with purple plus 1 card of your choice. So red reveals 4 cards, 1, 2, 3, 4. Anything with a purple on we get to keep, plus 1 card of our choice. So I'm going to take the black and red, discard the blue and red. Back to blue. 1, 2, 3, that still puts that room. So you draw 2 cards, puts this room one away from us. So let's go up here and use this room instead. 1, 2, 3. Permafrost Vein says dig for 2 cards with blue crystal. So blue digs. Keeps digging. We've got 1 with blue crystal. There we go. 2 cards with blue crystal, and we got the black we were after, I think. Okay, red's turn. I'm going to run across this way. 1, 2, and then 3 this way. We need yellow, orange, blue and 2 reds. So there's 2 reds and a blue. 2 reds and a blue. We just need a yellow and an orange. So orange, yellow. We've got 1 card left. So sometimes you do end up using more cards than you should have to. But you know, points is points. We're going to get 4 victory points for this one. So 4, that gives them 10 points. So we can change those, cash those in for a 10 victory point marker. And place another room over here. This one's quite interesting. This one's called the Mystic Elevator. It's got a special move. You can see it's got a couple of exits. And this one's only worth 0 victory points, but you don't need any gems to move through that way, so you can construct this way for 0. These ones you actually have to place a wild card with these diamond dusts, and this one 2 diamond dusts. Mystic Elevator, move this room and all its contents to any unexplored door. So red's going to move in here, use the ability of the room and, I don't know, place it somewhere else, like here. And that's the game, and that's how you play. You know, there's tons of different rooms. The artwork's really good. Every room's got kind of its own little artwork on it. We've got Chaos Vein, we've got a Volcanic Whale, reveal 4 cards, keep those with red or black, plus 1 card of your choice. This one's called a Diamond Splitter, discard a Diamond Dust, a wild card here, and name 2 gems. Dig for a card with both named gems. Right, so you can dig right through, and you know, maybe you need a blue and a green. So you can use this room to split that diamond into a blue and a green, which is quite nice because that turns a wildcard 1 into 2 gems. This one's called Diamond Tunnels. Reveal 3 cards. Keep those without diamond dust on it. You've got this lovely artwork, and here you've got, you know, for 1 of each of these you're going to get 5 victory points. So you can, you know, if you're playing wisely, getting the right abilities, moving around effectively, you can get some good victory points on each of your turns. This one's called the Transmuter. Discard any number of cards, name a gem, then dig for an equal number of cards with that gem. So that's what this is about, really, is using the room's abilities to their utmost effect. We found it played out in about half an hour. It says 45 minutes on the box. It's a nice little filler game, I think. And it, you know, you can take a long time over it, especially trying to, you know, some of them might say something like draw 6 cards and choose to keep 1, and sometimes you can sit there for a little while figuring out, well, which one is, what do I need? If I go that way, I want the blue and the orange and blah blah blah. Yeah, but sometimes the decisions are not clear at all. It's far from clear, and it's all about trying to optimise your turns, making sure you're in a position where you can, you know, maximise your options depending on which cards you're going to draw. And like I say, racing to 20 victory points is a good way to play, but you can play solitaire, and that attracted me as well. So go check it out. This is a new one, Gem Rush Victory Point Games. See you next time.